This is a matrix. A matrix is made up of elements that are arranged in rows and columns. In fact, we can identify the individual elements of a matrix by their row and column pair. So for instance, the element that's in row 1, column 2 could be denoted by A subscript 1, 2. Matrices don't have to be square, they can be any number of rows and columns. So you can have a 2 by 3 matrix, a 3 by 2, 4 by 2, really any number combination of rows and columns. Adding and subtracting matrices is really easy. They just have to be the same size, and you just add element by element. Let's add together these two matrices as an example. So this first matrix is a 3 by 2, and the second one is also a 3 by 2. Therefore, we can add together these two matrices, and the result will also be a 3 by 2 matrix. Now we just add element by element. Looking at the first row and first column for each matrix, we have 1 plus 4, and that's 5. Then looking at row 1, column 2, we have 2 plus 3, which is also 5. Row 2, column 1 is 4 plus 9, which is 13, and so on for the rest of the terms. Multiplying a matrix by a scalar is also really easy. You just multiply each individual element by that scalar. With an example, for scalar multiplication, the resulting matrix is the same size as the input matrix. In this case, the input is a 2 by 3, so the output is also going to be a 2 by 3. Now we just multiply each term by the scalar. So 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, and so on. Okay, so how about multiplying a matrix by a matrix? It's, well, yeah, not so easy. Let's first go through what this formula is talking about. It says if we multiply a matrix A by matrix B, then the resulting element in row I, column J, is found by multiplying row I of the first matrix by column J of the second matrix. So you can probably tell from this formula that the order in which you multiply the matrices matters. A times B is not B times A. So before going into how we actually multiply a row and a column, I'm going to talk about some requirements for matrix multiplication. Say our first matrix has dimensions m by n, and our second matrix has dimensions o by p. To multiply two matrices, the number of columns in the first matrix has to equal the number of rows in the second matrix. The size of the resultant matrix is the number of rows of the first matrix by the number of columns of the second matrix. In other words, the two inside dimensions have to be the same, and the two outside dimensions give you the dimensions of the resulting matrix. Okay, so how do we multiply rows and columns? It's probably easiest to just show this through an example. First, let's note the size of these two matrices. This first one is a 3 by 2, and the second one is a 2 by 3. Because the two inner dimensions are the same, these two matrices can be multiplied. Looking at the two outer dimensions, we can see that the resulting matrix will be a 3 by 3. Let's find element 1, 1 of the resulting matrix by multiplying row 1 of the first matrix by column 1 of the second matrix. Multiplying a row by a column is just like taking a vector dot product. So we multiply element by element and then sum all the products. In this case, 2 times 4 plus 3 times 3 is 17. Now let's solve for row 1, column 2, which can be found by multiplying row 1 of the first matrix by column 2 of the second matrix. In this case, we have 2 times negative 2 plus 3 times 1, which equals negative 1. Row 1, column 3 can be found by multiplying row 1 of the first matrix by column 3 of the second matrix. In this case, we have 2 times 5 plus 3 times negative 1, which equals 7. To find the result in row 2, column 1, we can multiply row 2 of the first matrix by column 1 of the second matrix, in which case we have negative 1 times 4 plus 4 times 3, which equals 8. We continue this process to fill out all the elements in the resulting matrix. So the last operation I want to talk about is matrix transposition. To take the transpose of a matrix, you just switch the rows and columns. Let's try to take the transpose of this matrix as an example. This matrix is a 2 by 3, so the transpose will be a 3 by 2. Remember, we're just switching rows and columns, so the first column of the result is the same as the first row of the input. Then it's the same idea for the second column. The last thing to go over are some important types of matrices. A row matrix has one row, a column matrix has one column, a zero matrix has all zeros, and a square matrix has an equal amount of rows and columns. Finally, there are some special types of square matrices to know. A diagonal matrix has all entries not on the main diagonal equal to 0. An upper triangular matrix has all entries below the main diagonal equal to 0. A lower triangular matrix has all entries above the main diagonal equal to 0. Then finally, an identity matrix has the main diagonal all equal to 1 and everything not on the main diagonal equal to 0. The identity matrix is useful because it's basically the matrix multiplication form of multiplying by 1. I hope this video helped, and I'm planning on making more. So if you like this, drop a like and subscribe. And thank you for listening. I'll see you next time.